Ever have someone casually say, "Wow, you look rested," and you're instantly, "Wait, do I usually look like the undead?" We all do it, grasp onto a single word, dissect it under the harshest of mental microscopes, and decide, yes, this was a direct, calculated attack on my existence. It's like forget the fight or flight response, I'm in full-on overthink and take it personally mode. Someone texts back okay instead of okay, and suddenly you're Sherlock Holmes analyzing every possible reason why they hate you now. Did you say something wrong? Were you too enthusiastic? Did they realize that time you accidentally liked their old Instagram post from 2016? Because that's perfectly reasonable, and obviously, okay is code for I'm done with you forever. This stuff basically happens every day. Someone honks at you in traffic, you bet it's personal. That honk wasn't about traffic flow, it was a direct attack on your driving ability, and maybe even your character as a person. Or when you post something online and your friends don't like it right away, the immediate thought, wow, they must hate me now. It's like our brains are just wired to turn even the most random things into an insult. Every delayed response, every side eye, every bit of silence becomes a story in our heads about how we've somehow failed to be whatever it is people want us to be. Taking things personally might just be humanity's least helpful survival instinct. Here's the thing, we all walk around thinking we're the main character in some movie with everyone else as extras who only exist to react to us. It's called the spotlight effect, this bias that makes us believe everyone is noticing our every move. But newsflash, most people are too busy worrying about their own little quirks to pay us any mind. Adding confirmation bias, where we look for proof that our insecurities are totally valid. Someone yawns mid-conversation, clearly they find us as interesting as a tax audit. Together, these biases create this perfect cocktail of paranoia, making us believe everyone's tiny gestures are personal attacks, when really most people are just running on too little sleep and too much caffeine. Let's bring in the existentialists here. John Paul Sartre, for instance, claimed that hell is other people. Not because people are just awful, but because we become hyper-aware of how others see us. In Sartre's view, we're all painfully self-conscious, trapped in this hall of mirrors, constantly seeing ourselves through others' eyes. Imagine it being stuck on a 24/7 reality show where every look or word seems like judgment. For what else but the unyielding grip of unseen judgments, the cold, silent weight of others' indifference, could teach a spirit the art of enduring without surrender. Yet now a strange reckoning stirs, a maddening awareness as if the soul itself has wearied of bearing every careless slight, each unintended offense as a wound upon its very existence. And with this revelation dawns a freedom, though tinged with the bitter-sweet taste of isolation, a bold resolve to no longer bend beneath imagined slights, nor seek meaning in every glance or unspoken word. There is in this awakening a heady abandon, an embrace of life's indifference, a celebration of liberation from that subtle tyranny of others' regard. For in stepping beyond the need for constant validation, horizons open to a fiercer joy, where one's worth stands unmeasured by fleeting glances, nor by the ungraspable whispers of idle minds. Thus the spirit rises anew, tasting the freedom of unbound existence, and reveling in the strength of a soul no longer burdened by the unrelenting gaze of those it once yearned to please. And so the cycle turns, in eternal return, a dance of fortitude, solitude, and the quiet ecstasy of self-mastery. Ellis, the founder of rational emotive behavior therapy, might suggest that the key lies in reframing our inner dialogue, recognizing that our interpretations rather than the events themselves often fuel our reactions. According to Ellis, when we learn to question these interpretations, we begin to see that not every perceived slight is a genuine attack on our worth. This approach encourages self-compassion and reframes automatic responses into choices. Then there's Dr. Brené Brown, who highlights the importance of vulnerability in building resilience. She emphasizes that by acknowledging our sensitivity rather than hiding from it, we gain strength. After all, being honest with ourselves about our insecurities can lead to clarity and liberation, instead of binding us to constant defensiveness. Ultimately, psychologists would argue that it's not about silencing these reactions but learning to recognize and guide them. A subtle but profound shift that grants us the freedom to live without the weight of imagined judgments. So for those who walk this path, the task isn't to deny sensitivity but to reshape its power into a grounded strength that no longer depends on the elusive approval of others.